Welcome to our podcast, Learn Biblical Greek, brought to you by Dr. William Stewart, the co-founder of Teleios. This captivating podcast teaches you biblical Greek through a verse-by-verse study of the book of Ephesians, interjecting Greek grammar, Greek word meanings, and vital theology concepts. Thanks for joining us on this exciting biblical journey. Your study will be more effective if you use the Greek text with the Bible word codes, either on the eSword download or Bible Hub website. These links are on our podcast website at www.teliosresearch.com.
Hi, I'm William Stewart. Welcome back to our podcast on learning biblical Greek. This is the podcast that you can learn biblical Greek, about the grammar, the words in Greek, and also the theology. All this is important that we could become more knowledgeable about God, know Him better, that we can be His better, obedient servants. Get your Greek text open your Greek text. You can find an eSword, the great Bible study download. This link is on our website, podcast website. Also Bible Hub, if you want a website itself separately. So that's important, so you can follow along and learn. Be persistent. Don't give up. It takes time, but it has great reward. Verse 1, chapter 3. So we have moved from talking about salvation in the book of Ephesians to the structure of the church at the end of chapter 2. Now we're going to talk about the knowledge of the church in chapter 3, all this leading to how we live the Christian life in chapters 4 through 6. Let's go to verse 1. We start with tutu. So tutos is a demonstrative pronoun, meaning this here, pointing to something close by, as opposed to ekonos, you're pointing to something far away. So this here as opposed to that there. This here, remember the OU is the genitive, singular, masculine, or neuter. Charon, in this case, is a adverb, and it means on behalf of, for reason of, really for reason of. And the tuto is in the genitive. It's related to the charon because it's an unusual adverb that takes a case. So on account of this, I would use it or translate it. The connection here is to the prior chapter, okay, connecting based on everything that comes before what Paul is about to say. So remember, these conjunctions, these connections are important in Greek, especially because there is no punctuation. I, so charon is an adverb, it's not the client. Ego, I. So basically, where we get the word ego, about myself, it's the first person singular pronoun, typically not used. It will be used when Paul or other authors wants to emphasize the person that is the subject. And so he is emphasizing himself here. Paulos, his name, O-S-N-E, remember, is masculine, singular, nominative, subject case. O desmios. So again, we have the same, a masculine singular case. Desmios is basically a prisoner, somebody bound. So Paul here, and he mentions this again in chapter 4, verse 1, he's in Rome at the time. It's thought in writing this book, this is a prison epistle. He's under house arrest, so he is literally bound to Christo, of Christ. So prisoner of Christ Jesus. Again, all three of these words, the article Christ and Jesus, take the OU, the genitive, singular, masculine, or neuter. In this case, of course, masculine. Second declension because they match. So the nouns are in the second declension. Uper, preposition. meaning over. And it requires the genitive or accusative. And remember, prepositions generally have abstract meanings in the epistles. And so in this case, on behalf of, taking the genitive, if it was accusative, it'd be more superlative, exceeding. So on behalf of you, okay, so you here requires a genitive that is the omega n, and we see that in tone ethnon as well. So the genitive plural for all genders and plurals. So it generally, umon is possessive, yours. However, in this case, it's required by the preposition. So it just means you, on behalf of you, of the Gentiles. Okay? You, the Gentiles. So it's all taking the genitive because of the uper. So what would he have here? For this cause, I, Paul, the prisoner of Jesus Christ, for you Gentiles. Okay, so he's introducing the subject in chapter 3 about the knowledge of the church. Thanks for joining me. We'll continue next time. Please come back. See you then.